Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I, as the chairman of the company, have the great honor and privilege to welcome you all to this 34th annual general meeting being held through video conferencing. On behalf of the board of directors of the company, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you to this 34th annual general meeting. I hope you and your families are taking necessary precautions to remain safe and healthy during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. In view of the disruptions caused by COVID-19, the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI have permitted the companies to hold the annual general meeting through video conferencing or other audio-visual means. Accordingly, 34th AGM of your company is being held through video conferencing. I have been informed that the requisite quorum is present for this meeting. I call the meeting to order as we have the requisite quorum present through VC to conduct the proceedings of this meeting. Participation of members through VC is being reckoned for the purpose of quorum as per the circulars issued by MCA and as per the section 103 of the Companies Act 2013. The meeting is being held through VC in accordance with the circular issued by MCA and SEBI. MCA and SEBI circulars dispense with the requirements of dispatching the physical copies of notice and annual general report 21-22 for this AGM. Hence, notice of this meeting along with the annual report has been sent electronically to all the members entitled to receive the same and had registered their email IDs. I therefore, ladies and gentlemen, wish you, with your permission, take the notice as read. Before starting the proceedings, I take this opportunity of introducing the directors present through VC in today's AGM. Mr. B. Shantilal, Managing Director, Mr. Pramod Kumar S., Chief Executive Officer and Director, Mr. Akshat Jain, Whole-Time Director, Mrs. Sarika Bandari, Director, and Mrs. Pinky Jain, Director. Mrs. Gayatri Shankarappa, CFO, Ms. Anchal Sethia, Company Secretary and Compliance Officer, Mr. Vijay Krishna KT, Secretarial Auditor and Scrutinizer, Mr. Kamal Kishore, Statutory Auditor and Partner of Mrs. GPVK, GRV and PK, Chartered Accountants. I'm sure that all of you have received the annual report and that you have studied the same. I now request Ms. Anchal Sethia, Company Secretary, to provide general instructions to the members regarding participation in this meeting and also request her to read the relevant part of the auditor's report containing their views. Ms. Anchal Sethia, please.
Anchal. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, dear members. The company has enabled the members to participate at the 34th annual general meeting through the video conferencing facility by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs and SEBI. Members have been provided with the facility to exercise their right to vote by electronic means, both through remote e-voting and e-voting at the AGM. In accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and SEBI listing regulations. Members may note that remote e-voting was made available from August 20th, 2022 from 9 a.m. to August 22nd, 2022 till 5 p.m. The members joining the meeting through video conferencing mode who have not already casted their vote by meeting may cast their votes through e-voting facility provided at the AGM by CDSL.
Not wire, Wi-Fi.
Anchal, is there some problem?
Answer any problem?
The company had requested members to register as speakers during the annual general meeting in case of any queries. However, no such registration has been made by any members as on the cutoff date. I now draw your attention to the relevant part of the auditor's report exhibiting their views in the relation to the qualified opinion given on page number 21 of the annual report. The company has not made any provisions for bad debts of rupees 97,56,685 in case of one debtor, Maya's Beverage and Foods Private Limited, which was referred to National Company Law Tribunal under the Indian Bankruptcy Code. And NCLT has passed the order on 10th May 2019. As per NCLT, only 15.14 amount is payable to all the sundry creditors of Maya's Beverage and Foods Private Limited. The company's total outstanding against Maya's Beverage and Foods Private Limited at the time of referral to NCLT stood at rupees 1 lakh 14 stood at rupees 1 crore 14 lakhs 97,390 rupees. Due to this, company's profit and sundry debtors are overstated by rupees 97 lakhs 56,685. I now draw your attention to the both response given on the page number 22 of annual report. It is understood that certain creditors of Maya's Beverage and Foods Private Limited have referred appeals against the order dated 10th May 2019 of the National Company Law Tribunal, Bangalore Bench, before the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, New Delhi, which has been admitted. However, the company is in the process of collecting the dues from Maya's Beverage and Foods Private Limited. Therefore, the company has deemed it fit not to make any provisions. Thank you very much. I hand over to the chairman to continue with the proceedings.
Thank you, Anchal. The company has taken all the efforts feasible under the circumstances to enable members to participate and vote on the items being considered at the meeting. As there are modified qualifications in the independent auditor's report on the financial statements of the company for the financial year 21-22, the same are already read out. I now request Mr. Pramod Kumar S., Chief Executive Officer and Director of the company, to highlight on the operations of the company for the year 21-22.
Thank you, Mr. A.V.S. Murthy. Good afternoon, all dear shareholders. Once again, thank you. I welcome you to this meeting and convey greetings to all of you. Despite business and commercial challenge, the company has sustained its performance. Wheat prices have been extremely volatile since the beginning of the year due to the Ukraine and Russia war and fluctuation in the international prices, which is almost fluctuating by 50 to 60%. As a result, wheat prices are currently rising, and managing wheat prices this year has been challenging. Also because of the low procurement by the Food Corporation of India, exports from India, and so on. The company has completed all the modernization expansion program. We are hopeful that this will reap good results in the days and years to come. The other initiatives which we have taken up, we have completed the installation of flour silos, which will help us in supplying in bulk to large industrial customers and to store the flour instead of bagging and keeping it. So our capacity utilization should be better. Also, we have purchased a second-hand Italian plant which can process any kind of a grain and cereal and make various products out of this. We are also in the process of tying up with a consumer company for this. The directors are confident of achieving better results barring unforeseen circumstances. We expect higher levels of business opportunities. Sunil Agro Foods Limited envisions an increased capacity utilization of both the plants. I now request the members holding their shares in physical form to dematerialize this shares as per SEBI circular to enable the transposition of shares. SEBI, via its circular dated 25th January 2022, has clarified that listed companies with immediate effect shall issue the securities only in demat mode while processing investor certificate service requests. Accordingly, shareholders holding equity shares in physical form are urged to have their shares dematerialized. Members holding shares in dematerialized mode are requested to register, update their email addresses for receiving all communication from the company electronically. On behalf of the directors, I thank the shareholders who took time off to participate in the meeting. I thank all the employees, vendors, customers, bankers, and all the investors for the continued cooperation extended year on year. Thank you. I now hand over to the chairman for further proceedings.
Thanks, Mr. Pramod, for those operational highlights. We will now resume the proceedings. There are 6 items of business, 4 are items of ordinary business, and 2 are special business, as exhibited in the notice and explanatory statements attached therein. Ordinary business: to receive, consider, and adopt the financial statements, including audited balance sheets as on 31st March 2022, the statements of profit and loss and cash flow for the year ended on that date, together with independent auditor's report and the board's report, including secretarial audit report thereon. 2. To declare a dividend of rupees 0.50 per equity share of rupees 10 each, that is 5% for the financial year ended 31 March 2022. To appoint Mr. B. Shantilal, DIN 007 19808, Director who retires by rotation and being eligible offers himself for reappointment. To reappoint Messrs. GRVP and PK, Chartered Accountants, as statutory auditors for the second term of 5 years, from the conclusion of 34th Annual General Meeting till the conclusion of the 39th AGM to be held in the year 2027. Special business. To reappoint Mr. B. Shantilal as Managing Director of the company. To reappoint Mr. Akshat Jain, DIN 084243334, as whole-time Director of the company. The members who are yet to cast their votes may vote on the above resolutions. The results of remote e-voting and e-voting during the AGM will be reconciled and combined results will be declared later on. As per the e-voting rules, the results will be placed on the website of the company within 2 working days of the AGM. Since the AGM is being held through VC, we have requested the members to register themselves as speakers in advance. Before proceeding for the e-voting on the resolutions, if any member desires to offer comments and seek clarifications, if any, on the audited financial statements and resolutions contained in the notices, he or she may do so now by clicking the right-hand button on the chat option. Members are requested to keep their questions brief and specific. The moderator, a representative from CDSL, will facilitate questions on the video feature. Members may also note that the company reserves the right to limit the number of members asking questions depending on the availability of time. Members are requested to mention their name and their folio ID or client ID before asking their questions. In the interest of time, consolidated reply will be given at the end. I shall now request Mr. Pramod Kumar S., Chief Executive Officer and Director of the to take down questions, if any, and furnish replies, explanations, and observations to the members. I further request the moderator to give his general instructions to the members who are present and who wish to speak clarifications one by one. Moderator, please.
Sir, as I see in the attendee list, none of the shareholder has raised their hand, and we don't have any questions, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
I'm
Pramod.
handing it back to you.
Members who are yet to vote are now requested to cast their votes using the e-voting facility of CDSL. E-voting facility will be available for 30 more minutes from the conclusion of this AGM. The results of the e-voting and e-voting during the AGM will be declared on receipt of scrutinizer's report and placed on company's website and sent to stock exchange. On behalf of the Board of Directors, and thank you all for participating in the meeting. I hope to meet all of you in person during the next AGM. I hereby declare the proceedings of this AGM as closed and wish all of you and your family safe.
Shrikant, can you stop recording? Shrikant, can you stop recording?
1 second, sir. 1 second, sir.
Well done, Mr. Murthy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Murthy Bhai, for
Sir, 1 second, sir.